Hi, welcome to my Run 7-on-7 clinic. In this segment, Keith Brantly, my running coach, will be taking the participants who will be running some of the deserts with me through some of the drills and techniques that I use every day.
One of the main things we got to make sure is we get to the starting line. It doesn't matter what type of innate talent you have. You can be Carl Lewis or Lance Armstrong, but if we get injured, we're never going to make it to the starting line, so therefore we won't make it to the finish. So how do we stay uninjured? We build a very systematic training program that's going to get you to a fitness level where we know that we can get to the starting line and then the finish line, okay? And that's my job. But the other thing we have to do is we have to do some stretches. We have to keep ourselves fit from the stretching perspective. So, well, I'm going to show you some of the stretches that I've learned over time, and we're going to have to probably partner up because you need somebody to, kind of hold on to. You're doing it. One of the first stretches we do, and I'm going to choose you as my partner here. It's a quadricep stretch, and it's a very basic stretch. People tend to do this stretch wrong every single time. A lot of people, you'll see them, they're doing this stretch out to here and things like that. They're going out here and they're stretching their hip. One of the things you want to do is stand straight up, and my quads are so tight that I can't pull it back if I'm standing straight up. But I want to keep my knee very close together, my knees close together, and you'll see that I can barely get my leg parallel with the other leg, okay? And I can feel the stretch. It stands straight up, so try it. Everybody try it. Bring it up and out like this, if you have to, okay? And then slowly pull it back in like this, okay? All right, do the other leg. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna do this one more time, but we're gonna do a little trick. All right, go ahead and stretch your quad again, like this. All right, pull it in close. So it's two types of stretch. You stretch your quadricep, and then when you're in that position, we're going to tighten our glutes, okay? And that further stretches the quadricep. It's kind of a shocker, isn't it?
How many times did you do that and for how long?
Okay, well that's a good question. What I do is long enough. I don't want to go too long where my muscle's getting fatigued, where I'm getting a little bit of any pain. If you've got pain, you're stretching it too hard. You want to feel it. I always count between 5 and 10 seconds. And then I relax it, and then I come back. And I'll show you why that works for me and for a lot of people I work with, is that this isn't a stretch, guys. Anybody tells you, oh, touch your toes and things like that, that's not really a stretch. There's really nothing going on there. But I'll illustrate why when a muscle starts to lengthen, you're letting it go like this. Your muscle fibers kind of intertwined. What you want to be able to do is let your muscles slide across like that. That's creating warmth and allowing them to elongate. But they have a little nerve around them. And if you ballistically move them like this, they'll go the other direction. They'll lock up. So we don't want to do that. We want to do static stretching where we're loosening them up, just like this. So I'll illustrate it. I can come down about like this, and I'm stretching my back and a little bit of my hamstrings. But I can go here for 2 seconds, rest, take a deep breath in, rest, take a deep breath in, and in about 3 or 4 minutes of doing that, my palms will be on the ground, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm allowing my back muscles, my hamstrings to kind of loosen up, and that's the idea. You don't want to sit there for 30 seconds because you're not really doing anything. You're not doing anything. You want to go for 3 to 5 seconds, then come back up. And I'm not putting any more effort. I'm just letting the gravity do that. One of the stretches that we commonly see people doing is your Achilles stretch or your calf stretch. There's 2 ways to stretch your calves, and there's 2 muscles we're trying to stretch. One's the gastroc, this muscle right here, and then the soleus underneath it. We do it both ways. We get on a pole or somebody who's real strong, and we stretch at about a 45-degree angle. And again, same thing, about 3 to 5 seconds, and then let off. And then about 3 to 5 seconds, and let off. Then the second stretch, you take this stretch, and all you do is bend your knee in like this. And you'll feel a little bit of a difference. And what we're doing here is we're stretching the soleus muscle here. And the soleus muscle actually attaches to the Achilles tendon. So we want to do that. So go ahead, let's do a few stretches like that. 45-degree angle, and put your heel down. There you go. You should feel it in your upper calf. You should feel it back here, right back in here.
Okay. All right. Feel it sort of in the middle
Yeah.
of the calf.
Yeah, yeah. Now go ahead and come back up. And do each leg, of course, each leg at a time. There you go. There's different theories even on how and why we stretch. The question is basically, should I run before I stretch? Well, it depends on what you're doing with regard to your stretching. I stretch to warm up. I am stretching to warm up the muscle. And that's what this action, this loosening action or this friction tends to do. It tends to heat the muscle up a little bit. It's all static stretching, none of this bouncing like this. Bouncing like that is a surefire way to tear a muscle, okay? All right, let's do another stretch where what we're gonna do is we're gonna cross our legs. Now, here what we don't wanna do is be way out here. We wanna be just underneath here, and all we're doing is basically stretching our glutes, okay? And what we're doing is we're leaning the opposite way. So I'm standing here. I don't know if everybody can see this. I'm standing here and I'm trying to keep myself straight up and down and leaning into this, and I'm stretching the glutes here. Okay? And I generally like say 3 to 5 seconds and do that 5 times. Everybody feel a stretch? You should be feeling a stretch right in your hip there. All right? Then we switch legs. And then we do it again. Until you feel a little bit of pressure, that's about where you want to stop.
Okay.
So do you feel pressure?
Yep.
Okay, lean a little more this way. There you go. That's it. You feel that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a different stretch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then stretching like this, forward like that, you're stretching more your hamstring on this leg. But if you stretch this way, I do it better on this one. If you're stretching this way, you can stretch your hamstring and your hip, and you can actually even rotate a little bit, okay? And this should be your daily routine whether you're running that day or not. So and it's a way of having a kind of a physical check every day. So whether you're running that day or not, you should get up in the morning and stretch. And those are the basic stretches, the quadricep stretches. We've got you know, some hamstring stretches where we can go like this, okay? So, and you might feel that more in your calf. And again, you bend down like this. You feel that? But a lot of these will involve your oblique muscles, your abs, okay? And you know, when we're doing some of these, we can do this where we're stretching right in through here, and we're kind of drawing a line straight up like this. You feel that? I try to be very specific, especially with people that are crunched for time. I start from the ground and work up. So I say if you only have 15 to 20 minutes to do your stretches, try to just get your lower legs done, because these again aren't going to be your prime movers, but they're great for core strength. So, all right, so we're going to go. We've done our stretch this way, 3 to 5 seconds. All right, then we come over to the side, and we're going to go like this, and you feel it in your obliques. And another way to do this, you can go from your side, and then you can lean back, and you can actually stretch your psoas muscles. All right, you feel that? And then the other side, and then stretch back. Remember, it's not a competition. Everybody's different. All right, well, I think I've gone over some of the basic stretches.